Hello friends and welcome back to another Tottenham Hotspur match review. 4-0 versus Burnley. Yes, it's Burnley. Yes, you know, they were bad. However, we have Man Bun Man. We have Man Bun Man. We have Gareth Bale. I would say he's one of our own. He's kind of not, but he's so good. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. This jersey's finally paying off, huh? You're welcome, Daniel Levy. I hope it helped with the sales of everything. I hope it helped with the finances during these difficult times. Anyways, it's so nice. It's so nice to see Gareth Bale in, like, next to top form for Tottenham. There was a moment he kicked a ball past someone and used his pace and beat him. When was the last time you've seen that, huh? I just don't know how to describe the feelings that I feel in my heart right now about Gareth Bale. Okay, he's an amazing player. I just want to say, you look at that front three, and this is what we've been asking for all year long. You know, people have been saying all year, our right winger is just not that good. Look, I know, I've backed Steven Bergwijn for a while. I like Steven Bergwijn. He's a great player. He really is. And I do think he'll be an amazing player in time to come. But he just doesn't bring the same presence, the same ball striking ability, the same presence that Gareth Bale does. I love Steven Bergwijn. I think he deserves a place in this team, in this first team. And I know people will disagree with that, but just watching those three play together is sensual. It's amazing. It really is. Just the way they can all ping the ball 40, 50 yards perfectly to the other side of the pitch and change the direction of play, switch up the play, do all these amazing skills to beat their man, to just control the ball. I mean, any team in the world, you come up against Harry Kane, Bale, Son, Reguilon, and Ndombele, you're going to have a rough time. And Lucas today. You know, I'm not a big Lucas fan. I don't like Lucas that much. He had an amazing game. He really did. And I'm not afraid to admit that. He was really superb. My cat just scratched me. Thank you, Dexter. No, Lucas was amazing. Okay, there is something I have to touch on because I can't talk about this game with a clear conscience without mentioning Burnley were terrible. Like, they were genuinely, I don't know what they were doing. From the first minute, they were pressing, they were trying to press for a goal, and, you know, that's something you don't see from Burnley a lot. They were trying to be expansive and more open and try and go for it. And props to them, but they left their four defenders in the dust most of the time. Like, if you watch some of the goals, like, it's mostly like on the counter one, but also like maybe 4-on-3 situations, like where the attackers are always going to be favored. It's just baffling because usually, you know, you think of Burnley as a team that just sits men behind the ball and etc. But our players had so much time on the ball. And that's when we work best, when we aren't being pressured, when we aren't being forced to make a quick pass and give over possession. That's my main problem with the team. Like, yes, it's been a problem that we can't break down defenses, but we didn't really have to break Burnley down. They were, like, even the first goal, he had so much space to, like, Son had so much time and space on the ball to just pick a pass, and like, yeah, it's a great run by Gareth Bale. It's wonderfully timed, and I'm not taking anything away from that. But I'm just saying Burnley were terrible. And what I will say is that we really, really need to see this confidence being taken forward into the next games. I don't think Fulham is as easy of a game as other people think it is. I think they will pressure us. I think they will be more difficult than Burnley. But yeah, Burnley were really uninspiring. They just gave all three of those players so much time on the ball, and Region too. But what I will say is that watching that is beautiful. Kane's dribbling is really underrated. The way he can pick up a ball and quickly make space for himself is really, really nice. And yeah, that gives him time on the ball. Let's not discredit that either. The way he can beat a man and get into space helps give him time on the ball, which isn't just on Burnley. It's on the skill of the players too. And his passing. Enough has been said about Kane's passing, but I also want to talk about Heung-min Son's passing. 2 assists today. I don't know about you, but most of the time I don't like Son as when he is contributing in the build-up. I just don't feel like he's been amazing at passing, amazing at crossing, but lately he's been kind of a provider, and that's what I wanted to see more of from Son. It's really nice to see him do that, and I love him. Yeah, no, he surprised me with his ability to pick a pass. It was really, really nice. Another thing I will say is that I love Ben Davis, but having Sergio Reguilon fully fit is really nice, because it does give a little bit of like leeway for our attackers to like get into the box and all be inside. So you still have creativity on the width with Serge and Reguilon. Hello, Dexter. Welcome. He's here. He's celebrating. Tottenham. Woo, Tottenham. Yeah, no, it gives us more options in attack and gives us more creativity. His delivery from deep was really nice, set up the Lucas goal. Yeah, he's a great player. I think another thing we have to consider with this game is that we have played more games, and I think in the top 5 European leagues than anyone else. Like 42 games this season or something ridiculous like that. And so, yeah, it's no wonder that we've had a dip where our players have been really, really tired, it seems, where Højbjerg looked really bad, and Ndombele looked a bit off, Son looked very off, and et cetera, et cetera. It's no wonder that the players dropped off. But yeah, really inspiring performance. I think Dexter's eating the chair, which is nice. I think a lot has been said about the defensive performance of Davinson Sanchez. Yeah, he was a lot better today, but I still wasn't convinced by the defense. I think we let up 6 shots in the box or something like that, and I know you're like, stats don't matter, you know, we won the game. I think if you have a bit of a better team and a few better forwards in there, we could have conceded a few chances really easily. There were a few times I just thought we were a bit porous defensively. One thing I will say about Reguilon is he does push very far up, and it does leave us exposed sometimes, as well as Serge. I'm not going to discount that. So, yeah. I didn't think our defense was that solid. I still want to see more of a set defense, and yeah, I don't want to see as many shots as Burnley had, and it's Burnley. You know, that's the only reason I'm bringing it up. If it was Manchester City and they got like 6 shots in the box and they didn't score, I wouldn't even talk about it. But because it's Burnley, I just felt I would touch on it. Yeah, But this was a really good game. This is exactly the kind of game we needed against a really bad team. Probably the best way you can set up against us. Just give us a lot of space. Our players will pick you apart. I think at the end of the day, it kind of has reinforced my opinion that the players are good enough. They just are. The players are good enough to... I mean, I was arguing before, I think this squad is good enough to get the top 4 this year just based on all the other teams. And yeah, you'll have people ask, like, who in this team gets in over these guys on Liverpool or these guys on Manchester United. Doing that is hard because it's hard to imagine how they fit into that team, and it's hard to do the tactical like shift from Jose ball to Klopp ball. And you can't predict how well Tanguy and Ndombele would perform in a different system. It's just hard. But that's mainly what I want to bring up. I'm still not like fully sold on the Jose experiment. I think this was great progress, and I think with this team, with this fully fit team, we can beat anyone. The problem is when you don't have everyone fit, when you don't have one of Bale, Son, Kane, Reguilon, and Ndombele, then things get really tricky. With all of them on the pitch, you'll be fine, I think. Because they are good enough individually to do that, to warrant that. But yeah, I think where I worry is teams that can press us and teams that can really force us to have a plan in possession. I didn't really see much of that. I did see, a few times when there were planned moves, like from a throw-in. I noticed a lot where Serge would throw it in to Kane and then give it to Bale, and then Son would drop into a striker role, and etc. There were also a few times when Kane would shift to the left and Son would go centrally, and just keeps the defense guessing, like, okay, now that Son's here, we need to mark his runs like this instead of how we were doing it for Kane. It's nice, and I want to see more of that. And I did see some progress in that direction. All I wonder is, are these players playing at the best they can play due to the system? That's all my criticism. We'll see in the next coming games, but I think we are a largely confidence-based team right now, and a lot of the players are. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we can pick up a few good points in the next few games, just purely based on the confidence of the players and their ability to create for themselves. I don't doubt the individual quality of the players, even some of the defensive players. Toby's long balls and stuff were amazing today, just another option in possession. Again, I'm not convinced by the defense, but one thing I'll say is that when you have players that are good in that higher line, like Davinson, and I won't say Toby because he's not great in the higher line, but players that are good in a possession-based system, defensive players, you wonder why we don't set up in a way to keep possession. I'm going to leave it at that. I still have criticism of this team because I love this team and I want to see them do well. And in my opinion, the way we do that is structuring a bit more, having a bit more plans to the attack than just lumping it forward to one of our star men. And you know what? That will work. We have those players. We can do that. I just worry for when we don't. That's where I'll leave that. But anyways, I'm just gonna ignore the negativity. Ignore me. I'm spouting off about nothing. We're going to be great. We're going to be great in the next few games. Enjoy us. I hope we'll be great in the next few games. If we aren't, I think Jose's gone. Like, if he can't carry this momentum into the Fulham, Crystal Palace, Arsenal stretch, then I really don't see what else there is to do. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for joining me, Dexter. He was a great guest host. I hope you enjoyed him. Let me know if you would like to see more FIFA Ultimate Team content. I did Foot Champs this week and it was terrible. Anyways, there should be some good Tottenham cards coming out soon, so I want to play with them. I think Gareth Bale is going to get an upgrade. I have this one to watch card. I know most of you don't care about this, but for anyone who does like gameplay, I'm tossing it out there. So you can comment and say, please show me this, and I will do it. I will show you some FIFA Ultimate Team content. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. Gareth Bale is amazing. Harry Kane is outstanding. Heung-min Son is outstanding. Region is great, fast, pacey. Hugo is lovely presence as well. I could wax lyrical about all these guys for hours. I love this team, and I can't wait to see them do good things and hopefully carry this momentum forward. Come on, you Spurs. I'll see you next time.